Welcome back to another video. So since I just finished and updated my Showreel, I thought that instead of just uploading the reel, I could talk a bit about some of the things that I have learned from various sources or just my own experience about creating a reel. I'll briefly go over what I think is important to keep in mind when creating your own reel. So keep in mind that my reel isn't really the best example for what I'm going to talk about. I'm not looking for work, I just focus on showing my favorite pieces without any specific goal in mind. Alright, so before I get into it, just a quick note, I'm not completely sure when the next video will come out. I'm going on vacation next week, so hopefully a week and a half maybe. I have prepared it, but I just haven't had time to record it yet. So that's it, let's get into the video. Alright, I'm just gonna start going through some of the things I've written down. Some of the things that I think is important. The first thing is make it short. I will say keep it a minute or less. That's really my golden rule. And I think that's what I've learned. That's just what's been passed down. Keep it short, keep it less than a minute. You don't even have to do a minute. If you don't have a lot of work, then keep it down. I've created some very, very long reels before because I thought I should use the whole song, for example. So I will even show some of my work multiple times before, but that's a couple of years ago, and that's sometimes you just need to do that and then learn that was a horrible idea. So people don't really have time to look at these long reels. Imagine that you're a studio and you have to sit and watch 50 reels that maybe 50 people have applied for a job, and then you have to look through 50 reels. If all of those reels are like 4 minutes or 3 minutes, then you don't have time. Yeah, so keep it short. Music. I think music is extremely important when creating your reel. And where can you find some music? I have a link in the description to my website where I have just sort of 9 different links. Somewhere you can buy, and some of them are copyright free, which just makes it easier. But that's just like a load of links, and I don't get anything from it. I just shared some of the links that I've used and still use. It's really important to utilize the beat that you find, or utilize the music and sound. Really just cut to the music. It just makes the whole cutting part a lot easier. And you can even try to tell a story. Maybe you want a fast-paced reel because your animation is maybe fast, and then you should probably go for some faster music. Or maybe you want it slow. Maybe you want to choose your music so it fits to a certain style or mood. I tried to do this a little bit with choosing some more cinematic stuff because I have a lot of sort of title sequence looking things. And this ended up being sort of bad with, for example, the really quick soda commercial I created, because it didn't really fit, but that's all right. Okay, so the next one here, what order do you want to show your things in? And again, the golden rule for this, show your best work first. If a studio is watching through a small portion, you want to hit hard in the beginning. So if a studio is only watching 15 seconds, you want to make sure that they have seen your best 15 seconds. Then the other thing is, I would say, is end off with one of your best pieces. So not the best one, but just one of them. Because if the people who are watching your reel is actually looking through all of the reel, you want to make sure that you leave them off with a good feeling, or that, okay, this guy or girl, they know what they're doing. That's gotta be the end thing. And another good thing is to remember to kill your darlings. Make sure to include the best work, but things that stick out in a negative way probably shouldn't be there. So make sure to include the best work, and you shouldn't have things that stick out in a negative way. So only do your best work. If you have some things where you sort of doubt that, or maybe this should be in, or maybe this shouldn't be in terms of quality, maybe you probably shouldn't do it. Look objectively at your work. Try the best way you can do to take your own feelings away from the work and look at it. Because maybe you have had a certain feeling when you created the piece because of something else other than the actual work. So maybe you had a fun time with your colleague creating it, and that's sort of but that doesn't necessarily come through to the end audience, for example, the person watching it at a studio. Your emotion isn't necessarily the same as the audience. So, but how you can do this is if you have created a piece where it tries to convey an emotion or tell a story. So maybe you have created a piece where you try to convey an emotion or tell a story, and that's really what should come through to the audience. And you should probably choose work that tries to do this a bit, because that will hopefully be welcomed better. Okay, so creating with intention, that's one of my one of my favorite things to say, because I think it's extremely important. So do you have sort of a particular studio in mind? So when you sit down and you create your reel, maybe you have a studio that you want to apply and you want to use this reel for. So maybe they only do a certain style of work, and some of your work fits better for this or that. So try to be empathetic for the audience. If they're watching this, what are they looking for? Are they looking for a certain style? Are they looking for certain products? Whatever it might be. You can even, I've heard this before, that you can create multiple reels. So maybe you have 3 studios in mind, and you want to, one of them fits as a certain style that some of your work has, and another one fits another style that some of your work has. Then just create shorter but multiple reels, and then apply with 3 different reels. I think that's a perfect way to do it. Tell the story that you want more of the work that you're showing. I think you can definitely use passion projects for this. My whole reel is basically just passion projects. Because if you want more work of what you're showing, that's the way to do it. Just show that your favorite pieces and show what you actually like to be working on. Really important, you gotta edit. You gotta edit a lot. It goes with the kill your darlings things. It also helps with keeping the excitement from the audience. So only show the best of the best and cut. So do you have a certain style? Where do you want the focus to be? As I said before, if you want to get more work in a certain style, then show more of that work. You can even mix styles. If you look at my work, that's it can really look like a big clusterfuck of different styles, especially my older reels. This has gotten better in this new one, but the older ones was really icky. You can have different styles and let your focus be on the product you show maybe. So my colleague, I think that's a great example. He wants to do automotive, like sort of car commercials. So his reel really reflects that. And I think that's just a very smart move. You can, for example, only show B2C products, whatever it might be. You just slowly have to figure out what your favorite thing is and then have a reel that reflects that. I think that's the important thing. As I said in the other one, use passion projects. I think it's just, this has to be what I'm gonna leave you off with here. Create the work that you want more of. That's really the important thing. Oh yeah, and another quick note, I've got to create a slide for this, but remember to have your information, whether that's a portfolio or that's your email, some contact. Remember to have that, preferably, I would say, both in the beginning and in the end. Okay, yeah, that's it. Create the work that you want more of. That's really the important thing. That's just a couple of good tricks, tips and tricks that I have learned along the way. I will leave a link in the description to, like, one is a sort of a video series where Kerry, I think his name is showing you how he edits a reel, and the other one is from Ben Marriott, where he talks about some of the tips and tricks as well. Those videos are very good and probably convey it better than me. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out my website, motionmixture.com. I've created this resource, I've talked about it. There's the link in the description in the beginning for the music, but there's also books and Cinema 4D tutorials, After Effects, split into categories. The things that have helped me along the way. So I hope you enjoyed and got some value out of this. And hopefully I'll be back in sort of a week and a half. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.